Alrighty, welcome to Terra Nova 2026. Super excited to see you all here, and it's great to see Rego started and start to hand out the maps and chat to teams. Heaps of familiar faces, but also really good to see a whole bunch of newbies as well. Especially want to shout out to the old-time racers who are bringing along friends as well. I think it's really great just to see people introducing so many new people to the sport. Hey, look, it's really important to just start though at the start, and we just want to acknowledge that we're certainly not the first people to run and paddle around this beautiful region. So we just acknowledge traditional owners of this land, past and present, and we certainly want to pay our respects to First Nations people who may be racing with us today as well. What I love about making that acknowledgement is there are so many stories that just surround this land, and the beautiful thing about racing or adventure racing is we have the great opportunity to make our own stories as well. So welcome to country, welcome to the country that we're on, and certainly acknowledge that it's a beautiful place, and we have a part to be part of this amazing story of this place. Hey, what an awesome turnout. We've got 83 teams racing. Someone signed up on Thursday. 83 teams racing, over 260 people. Not quite a record for Terra Nova, but certainly getting up there. So great to see the word getting out, and really great to see so many teams jumping on board. Just a couple of things to go through, and I want to do a few safety bits and look through the timing system as well. So where are we? First of all, beginners. If this is your first adventure race, you're in for a treat. The main thing, the absolute most important thing I want to say is read the instructions top to bottom. Everything you need to know is contained in those instructions. The number of checkpoints you need to collect on each leg, what the legs are, the sequence of the legs, some caution notes about those legs, and any information about bonuses, because there's heaps of bonus checkpoints out there on this particular course. So really the main thing is read the instructions top to bottom. They're on the back of map 3 for both the full and the half course. So please read those things top to bottom. Just a little note for the half course, you have got the full course maps because there are a bunch of bonus checkpoints. Please check in with the checkpoints you need to collect. You don't have to collect all the checkpoints, just what's marked on your race notes. So look at the leg, look at the checkpoints, and work out your best strategy for collecting those checkpoints on that particular leg. Just a bit of a heads up, at some stages through the course you do go past checkpoints that are associated with other legs. It's really important that you collect those checkpoints in the leg that's relevant. So you can't sort of just skip ahead and collect a checkpoint out of sequence. You really need to follow the sequence. And it's just another little thing where people do get messed up a little bit. There are checkpoint flags at each transition area. So every time you pass through a transition, you need to make sure you're punching the checkpoint at that particular thing. So what is a checkpoint? Well, hopefully you kind of worked that out right now, but every checkpoint has a flag like this. So that's a checkpoint flag. And all of them have a little blue punch like this. It's got a number on it, and on your control description, on your checkpoint descriptions, you'll see the number of that particular thing. So so each checkpoint has that. You should all have a little timing chip. Now I've attached it to my wrist. It's essential that is attached to you, so it doesn't get lost. So I don't mind if it's on a lanyard, bit of string around your neck, tied to your backpack, cable tied to something. I don't mind what, but it has to be attached because they do get dropped and they are quite expensive. So please make sure that it's attached. And when you get to a checkpoint, you'll see there's a little tiny hole in the top, and you need to put the the timing chip inside that hole, and it'll make a beep. I'm just going to do a little demonstration of that now over here, and you can see there it is. It beeps and flashes, and so there's an audio and a visual sort of signal that it's tagged. So let it go a couple of times, but once it's gone once, it's definitely registered. So that's checkpoints. Okay, other things that are essential. Gear drops. So you should have done your gear drop by now. Box Bs should be at HQ, box As and your paddle gear and your bikes should be out at TA1. We will bring all of that stuff back, and we guarantee it'll be back before presentations. It really just depends on how the race goes as to how soon we get it back. So please just be patient with us, but we'll definitely get it all back here before registration, so you can race presentation, so you can pick those things up. Just want to run through a couple of things. There's no changes to the course that I want to say, other than one key safety point. Now this is really, really, really important. Actually, there's 2 key safety points. So the main thing I want to communicate is there's predicted to be quite a bit of rain overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. So I want to make sure that teams don't just take their bike flotation device on the last leg, they also take a PFD, because just in case those creeks do get a little bit higher than anticipated, I want to make sure you're totally safe. We'll have a safety team out there, so just monitoring the situation, but a PFD, so your PFD or the higher PFDs, ones you've hired, they will be available at TA1, and you need to take that on the last bike leg with you as you cross the creek that you'll see when you get your maps. So just the key safety thing is PFD on the last leg when you take your bike flotation device to do the creek crossing. You should be fine. As I said, we'll have a safety team there, but I just want to make sure that everything's just super safe. So take your PFD, that's your life jacket, with you on that last bike leg. That is mandatory. The other key safety point that I just want to highlight, a little bit different, and it just has to do with the weather. We've got a good safety team, we've got 4-wheel drives and that sort of stuff. Look, the trails are going to get muddy. The race is going to slow down if we do get a fair bit of weather. It is really important that you don't access the safety team unless it's a real emergency. So I'm talking broken bones, serious bleeding, people with serious dehydration or serious hypothermia and those sort of things. So unless it's a serious issue, please don't ring in for a pickup from TA1 or TA2. I just want to make sure our safety assets are ready in case we have, some extreme weather and we do need to do something serious and we've got muddy trails. I want to keep those trails as clean as possible. We do have good safety equipment and we're good to go. We've got a crack team that can get in and get out. So if it's an emergency, give us a call, get to the TA, we'll come and pick you up. But if you're just tired, got a blister, you're just exhausted, look, it's not too far. This is adventure racing. I believe you can do it. Toughen up and you'll be able to make your own way back. I don't mind if you get a friend to pick you up from TA1 or TA2, that's fine. But I just don't want to use up the safety team just doing lots of pickups from TA1 because everyone's tired. So just a key thing for this race and just to do with the weather. So if you could just do that, that would be great. All right, a couple of other things from a safety perspective. Listen, you should all have snake bandages. You should have read the mandatory gear list, and you should have read your St. John's, what to do in case of a snake bite. Just please make sure you check up on that before the race. You should have access to that. The mandatory gear list is there for your safety, so please make sure you've got everything on the mandatory gear list at all times with you, and please make sure you take care of each other and you look after each other. But that's the main thing. Hey, look, if something does go wrong, there's a couple of things you need to do. So snake bites, serious injuries and that sort of stuff, you need to call 000 first. So give 000 a call. They're aware that the race is on and they'll come and get you. Then give us a call and then we'll coordinate with emergency services if something does go wrong. So if it's a serious injury, call 000. If it's a non-life threatening but an injury that's going to take you out of the race, then give us a call and Paddy and Simon and the safety team will come and get you and we'll sort it out. So serious injury, 000. Not quite so serious injury, give us a call and we'll come and sort something out. The best thing you can do though is get to the nearest TA, chat to the TA team and make a bit of a plan. So that's a key thing from the safety perspective. All right, a couple of little rules related things. So missing checkpoints. So ideally, all of the checkpoints are exactly where they're supposed to be and haven't been stolen. But sometimes people are silly buggers and steal checkpoints. If you get to a place and there's 10 other teams around, some good navigators, and they're all convinced that the checkpoint isn't there, take a photo, take a record that you were there, make sure the tracker is able to recognise where you are and move along. But if everyone gets back to HQ and says, hey, checkpoint H was missing, but you were the only team that couldn't find checkpoint H, everyone else got it, then I'll know it was probably there. But if everyone else comes back and says, hey, checkpoint H was missing, then I'll know it was probably gone. So that's it from a sort of a checkpoint perspective. If you do miss a checkpoint, there are lots of checkpoints that you can drop, but if you do miss a checkpoint that is mandatory, there is a 2-hour time penalty. Okay, so it should be enough that shouldn't factor into your race planning, but yeah, if you miss a checkpoint, there's a 2-hour time penalty. Couple of little rules, no more than 100 metres apart. You should be able to see or talk or communicate to your team at all times. So no more than 100 metres apart, and ideally all teams go into the checkpoints together. So no more than 5 metres apart at the checkpoints. A couple other things, you can't go off the map. So if you're a local, you know a shortcut, you can't go off the map. If the trail's not on the map, you can't, you can use trails that are, you can't go off the map. Basically, that's the main thing. And the race finishes at 11:30. So you need to be back by 11:30, and there will be serious penalties for teams that are back after 11:30. So that just means we can get presentations done at 12 and keep things moving along. So, hey, look, they're the main things I want to talk through. So timing, these are what you're looking for. Read the instructions, that's a key thing. Life jacket or PFD for the last bike leg. You're going to need that for the creek crossing. And please don't access the safety team unless it's a serious emergency, just because of the weather in this particular race. So I don't want to be pulling people off the course just because they're tired. But if you've got a serious emergency, then we're very happy to come and get you off the course. Hey, look, have a great race. I will do a verbal race briefing as well at 10:30. You don't have to be here. Virtual race briefing only. So looking forward to seeing you. Race starts at 11:30. Get on down here. We've got some music going, and there's a coffee van here, and enjoy, and I'll see you all very soon.